What's up, guys? Anders here with another video for you. I wanted to make a update for the week, patch notes wise, but we don't really have maintenance in most of the regions for Black Desert. Korea did get a maintenance, so we're going to go over that really quickly, but I also want to talk about mainly the new grind zone, Calphian Monastery, Abandoned Monastery Cave. So Abandoned Monastery is already a grind zone in the game. It's fairly low level, around level 50 you'd go there. It was primarily a grind spot that you go for Mark of Shadows back in the day, a long time ago, but nowadays not many people go there. So what they've decided to do is kind of revamp it and add a whole different section that has these new monsters that are higher level, a lot higher level, around level 65 to 70 probably, and it is now a 280 AP zone. So if you're just wandering around exploring as a new player, you get to Abandoned Monastery, you see a little gate and like, oh, let's go through that gate, and you're gonna find yourself in some deep shit because those monsters will one-shot you. Kind of exciting, kind of funny also at the same time. I like that they're taking these old, basically unused grind spots and adding these things to them. There was an area or a sort of air of intrigue as to what was going to drop here. And we knew it was going to be an accessory because in test server we saw that it was going to be a question mark accessory. Last time we saw that was during Ash Forest, which we still don't have, and the Star's End, which ended up being a distortion earring. For Ash Forest, it ended up being the Ash Forest necklace, which is the BIS necklace in the game. But for this one, the Korean patch notes just came out, so we know for sure it is a new earring. Now, the good news is that it's an earring, so earrings are always a nice accessory to get because there's so many different types of earrings. The more options you have, the better. We have distortion earring, which is pure AP at a loss of DP. We have tongue guard earring, which is kind of basically the base, the original one. And we have narc earring, which is the hybrid earring. So it was interesting to see, are they going to have a new AP earring that doesn't sacrifice DP? That would be a good idea considering just how hard these monsters hit. And unfortunately, it is not an AP earring. Rather, it is the next red coral earring, I would say. It is an AP accuracy and stamina earring, so it has all those three properties. At TET, it gives you 12 AP, 30 accuracy, which is huge, and 70 stamina, which is also very nice. And at Pen, it gives you 14 AP, so it's 2 AP per enhance, 34 accuracy, and 100 stamina. I mean, those are pretty good stats. You're getting a lot for what you're getting there, but unfortunately, I don't think it's good enough. TET Tongue Guard is 15 AP. That's 3 more AP than the TET version of this earring, the Abandoned Monastery earring. I believe it's called Dawn earring. So this Dawn earring is primarily an accuracy earring. If you're a class that needs accuracy on top of AP and stamina, that's not a bad choice. I don't think it's a bad earring, but I don't think it's something that people pushing those AP brackets will want to go for immediately. So something like distortion earring would still be more appealing for someone who's just looking to push through those AP brackets. That's the one downside. Also, the fact that you need 280 Kudum AP to start grinding here. Also, this is a duo spot. It's not a solo spot. I went here, tried to grind solo, and it was a bit difficult. However, test server is kind of suspect with the damage formula that they use. So more often than not, the power level that you'll see, they won't be as hard or as difficult to grind as what I'm showing here, for example. I did end up teaming up with someone else. I asked them, hey, you want to team up? You're getting killed. I'm getting killed. Let's team up together so we don't die as often. And it was a lot easier. So the one interesting thing about this spot is that it drops loot for 2 people, regardless of whether or not you're in a party. So if you want to grind for XP and all that stuff, you can actually have someone leeching for you if you want to do that. For example, the trash loot is worth 15k. It's not that bad, but I think it just doesn't drop enough, and they just are so tanky to the point where I just don't know if it's really viable for most of the people who are playing this game right now. Obviously, If you're grinding Star's End, I would just stay in Star's End right now. Obviously, we don't even know when we're getting this. This is for Korea only right now. We don't even have Ash Forest, which is the 300 AP grind spot. Don't know if we'll get this new area anytime soon, but I think it's not going to be as popular as the current areas we have right now. I could be wrong, of course. The earring isn't bad at all, but I just don't know. It's such a side upgrade that I don't know if it's something that people will want to grind for over something else, like money, for example. That's all I really have to say about the Abandoned Monastery new grind zone. 280 AP, like I said, usually recommended 280 means 280 Kudum, so keep that in mind. If you're a new player, you're hanging around here, be careful. It's very noticeable where the entrance is. If you're already underground in the Abandoned Monastery, there'll be some gates and there'll be some 2 monsters kind of guarding it, and they'll be very purple for you and probably one-shot you if you get too close. There is another entrance as well, or I guess another exit from just outside in the forest, which is also pretty useful. That is the only zone right now, even though underground Abandoned Monastery is pretty big. Pretty much that cave is the only place that you will be able to grind these new monsters. Now, moving on, I wanted to talk briefly before I let you go about the other updates that they had in Korea. Basically, one interesting thing apart from the Abandoned Monastery one that I want to talk about, but before that, I do want to talk about the Kunoichi and Ninja face change that they've done. So they've changed the faces of Ninja and Kunoichi to make them more beautiful and cool. Okay, that's what the translation is telling me. So they've actually, I'll put a photo here. These are the new default Ninja and Kuno faces, and because of that, they're giving people a free appearance change voucher, so you can change your face if you don't like the new face, for example. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's kind of weird. I didn't think that they looked that bad. Kunoichi, for example, I thought was one of the better looking ones, but I guess the developers were getting a lot of feedback from Korea saying that these guys look ugly. Maybe they have something against Japanese people. I don't know. Historically, they would. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the Pearl Shop item that they added. So this has to do with fairies, okay? So in the Korean patch notes, if you listened to my lab patch notes back last week, you'll know that they changed the rates at which T4 fairies come out of the bundles. So now it's greater, so you can get T4 fairies faster. So what they've done for that is that they've added a Pearl Shop item that allows you to specifically change skills on your fairy. Depending on what tier that skill is and what tier you want, you'll have to buy more of these fairy tokens. I think they're called Thea tokens. And you'll need a certain amount of tokens to change a skill to a different tier skill or a different skill altogether. So I believe the exchange should be around one token being like $2.50 or $3. So if you were to exchange, I believe, a tier 4 skill, it would be around $12 or about around $10 or so. But again, that's just speculation from what I'm gathering from the Google Translate. We won't know until it's actually implemented in our version of the game. I see this change coming to us next week with Guardian Awakening, so we'll probably see that fairly on. Also, Korea received the Witch and Wizard Successions, and with it, the new outfits. I have to say they look really, really good. I'll put some images for that here. And in terms of Witch and Wizard, they did get a lot of changes since I made those videos for the Succession initial impressions. They're a lot better now. I think they still need a few more tweaks to make them a little bit more viable. But overall, I think in terms of just ease of grind, it's a lot easier now than it used to be, and we kind of understand the whole kit a little bit better. So what we didn't know was that if you used a lightning skill, for example, and then you hold down right click, it will cycle through all the lightning type skills you have available to you that are not on cooldown. So you can feasibly just hold down right click on a witch or whatever and just grind by just holding one button. It makes it very, very easy, and the damage got boosted a little bit as well. So hopefully it does help her in the PvE grind. I don't want to be overly optimistic yet. I still think that they need to tweak a couple more things for that class to be on par with other successions. But it's looking pretty good for Witch and Wizard. And that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know what you thought about the new Abandoned Monastery Zone. Does it look cool? Are you intrigued by the new earring drop? Let me know. Do the Witch and Wizard outfits look cool to you? I think they look amazing. Pretty well done. Let me know down in the comments. And if you haven't already, please sub to the channel. Every sub counts as we continue to grow. Depending on how your day's going, just like or dislike the video. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.